January 24th, 2006, Orlando, Florida, a city known for sunshine, tourism, and millions of visitors every year. But on this ordinary Tuesday morning, a mystery began that would become one of America's most haunting unsolved disappearances. A 24-year-old woman left for work, or at least that's what investigators believe happened. She never arrived. No witnesses, no ransom demand, no confirmed crime scene, no body. Just a few unsettling clues and a surveillance video that continues to frustrate investigators nearly 2 decades later. This is the story of Jennifer Kesse, a young professional with a promising future who seemingly vanished into thin air, and the mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Who was Jennifer Kesse? Jennifer Joyce Kesse was born in 1981. Friends described her as ambitious, responsible, and independent. After graduating from the University of Central Florida with a finance degree, she built a successful career in the finance industry. By age 24, she was already working as a finance manager and had recently purchased her own condominium in Orlando. To many people, Jennifer represented the American dream. She had a stable career, a loving family, a serious relationship, and a bright future. Her parents often described her as cautious and organized. She wasn't someone who would disappear voluntarily. She wasn't known to take risks, and she remained very close to her family. Everything seemed to be falling into place. Then came January 2006, the final weekend. Just days before her disappearance, Jennifer had been enjoying a vacation with her boyfriend in St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The trip appeared normal. Nothing suggested danger. Nothing suggested it would be the last carefree weekend of her life. The couple returned home on Sunday. Jennifer spent the night with her boyfriend before returning to Orlando. The next day, Monday, January 23rd, she went to work as usual. At approximately 6 p.m., she left work and drove home. During the drive, she spoke with her father. Nothing seemed unusual. No signs of fear, no mention of trouble, no indication that she believed someone was watching her. Later that evening, around 10 p.m., Jennifer spoke with her boyfriend. The conversation was routine. They said goodnight and hung up. It would be the last confirmed conversation Jennifer Kesse ever had. A normal morning that never happened. The following morning, Jennifer should have been preparing for work. Investigators believe she woke up and followed her usual routine. Evidence inside her condo suggested exactly that. Her shower appeared recently used. Clothes were laid out. Makeup remained on the bathroom counter. A towel was still damp. Everything suggested Jennifer had gotten ready for work. Yet something happened between her condo and her workplace. Jennifer never arrived. She never called in sick. She never answered messages. And she never contacted family or friends. For a woman known for reliability, this was immediately alarming. When coworkers realized she was missing, they contacted her family. Jennifer's parents knew instantly that something was wrong. Her phone went straight to voicemail, a behavior completely out of character. They drove to Orlando immediately. What they found only deepened the mystery. The condo. When Jennifer's parents entered her condo, everything appeared normal. No signs of forced entry. No signs of a struggle. No obvious evidence of violence. Yet several important items were missing. Her purse, her keys, her phone. Items she would normally carry while leaving for work. Investigators soon developed a theory. Perhaps Jennifer had left her apartment as usual that morning. Perhaps she had reached her vehicle. And perhaps someone intercepted her before she could drive away. It was a terrifying possibility. A crime committed in broad daylight, in a residential complex, with nobody seeing anything. The missing car. 2 days later, investigators received a breakthrough. A resident at another apartment complex recognized Jennifer's vehicle from television news reports. Her black Chevrolet Malibu had been abandoned approximately 1 mile from her condominium. Finally, detectives had something tangible. The car was carefully examined. But instead of providing answers, it created more questions. Jennifer was nowhere to be found. Many personal belongings remained missing, and investigators believed the vehicle had been wiped clean. There was little forensic evidence. No clear suspect. No obvious explanation. Then detectives discovered something extraordinary. Security cameras had captured someone abandoning the vehicle. The ghost in the video. The surveillance footage became one of the most famous images in modern true crime history. A person parks Jennifer's car, exits, and calmly walks away. The entire sequence lasts only moments, but one detail transformed the footage into a nightmare for investigators. Every single frame that could have revealed the person's face was blocked by fence posts. It seemed almost impossible. Yet frame after frame, the person's face remained hidden. The unknown individual became known simply as the person of interest. Not officially a suspect, but someone investigators desperately wanted to identify. The FBI became involved. NASA attempted image enhancement. Experts analyzed height and body proportions. Yet even after years of examination, investigators could determine little more than an estimated height between approximately 5 feet 3 inches and 5 feet 5 inches. The face remained a mystery, and so did Jennifer's fate. The construction workers. One aspect of the case quickly attracted attention. Jennifer's condominium complex was undergoing major construction. Numerous workers were frequently present around the property. According to family members, Jennifer had previously expressed discomfort about some workers who allegedly stared at her, catcalled her, and made her uneasy. Investigators considered whether someone working at the complex could have targeted her. The theory seemed plausible. Many workers were unfamiliar to residents. Some reportedly lived temporarily within vacant units, and some communication barriers complicated interviews. Yet despite years of scrutiny, no evidence conclusively linked any worker to Jennifer's disappearance. The theory remains just that, a theory. Other possibilities. Detectives explored numerous possibilities: former romantic partners, current relationships, co-workers, neighbors, anyone who may have had contact with Jennifer. Investigators even examined reports involving a co-worker who had shown romantic interest in her. Ultimately, no evidence was found connecting him to the disappearance. Robbery seemed unlikely. Valuable items remained in the vehicle. There were no suspicious financial transactions. Jennifer's bank accounts remained untouched. Some speculated about human trafficking. Others believed a stranger abduction was more likely. But years passed without definitive proof supporting any theory. Controversy and frustration. As years passed, Jennifer's family became increasingly frustrated with the investigation. They believed critical opportunities may have been missed during the earliest days. The first hours of a missing person investigation are often the most important, and those hours could never be recovered. In 2018, the Kesse family filed a lawsuit seeking access to investigative records. The following year, they gained access to thousands of pages of case files. The move allowed them to pursue independent investigative efforts while continuing to search for answers. For Jennifer's parents, giving up was never an option. They refused to allow the case to fade away. New leads and new hope. In recent years, investigators revisited evidence using modern forensic techniques. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement assumed a larger role in the investigation and began re-examining old evidence. In 2025, authorities revealed that new DNA evidence had been identified and that investigators had significantly narrowed their list of persons of interest. Officials stated that the case was no longer considered cold. Artificial intelligence technology has also been explored as a possible way to enhance surveillance images and potentially identify the mysterious person captured on video. For the first time in years, investigators expressed renewed optimism. But Jennifer remains missing, and the central question remains unanswered. What happened that morning? Nearly 20 years have passed since Jennifer Kesse disappeared. A young woman left behind a life she loved, a family still searching, and a mystery that refuses to be solved. Somewhere, someone knows what happened. Someone knows who parked that car. Someone knows why Jennifer never came home. Until that person comes forward, Jennifer Kesse remains one of America's most haunting unsolved disappearance cases. A mystery frozen in time, a family waiting for answers, and a woman who vanished without a trace. Fade to black.